Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of the Red Devils Corner and Kick podcast, a fan podcast dedicated to Manchester United Football Club. As always, like, subscribe, follow, whether it's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. And you can follow on social media, Instagram, TikTok, or X. It is a very late Wednesday, a couple hours after the loss to Newcastle. Today's episode is just a preview, and sorry, I shouldn't say a preview of the loss, the post-game recap of the loss. Listen, it was a horrible game. I'll just get it off my chest. It was a wild couple extra, at extra time, it was wild with the red card with Ramsey and then us tying it up. But that's the excitement overall. Again, United struggles show up. We got a man advantage. Struggled. Couldn't put anything together offensively. There you go. Midfield got ran through. Defense got ran through. Substitutions. Players that came on didn't play the best. We've seen this before. We saw this last week. We saw this just at Crystal Palace on Sunday. We just saw this at Tottenham where there were struggles as well. We saw this at Everton. We saw it at West Ham. We saw it with Fulham. The issues that we know of are still there. It's the same issues that were all season. It is just for the past few games, we've had some lucky breaks. Yes, they were luck. Getting a red card for a questionable foul, that was there. Today, getting that same questionable foul there. And then West Ham struggles. We couldn't get anything going. And we haven't played well. And the story is, as much as we've had those results, what we were struggling with before Amram, when he left, remember, he was not sacked due to this. He was sacked for, standing up and requesting to be backed. And unfortunately, the ownership and everything is still failing this club, along with Wilcox and Barada on that board. Because the egos cannot take a hint. So, going back to the game, United couldn't do anything. United couldn't get anything offensively going. We couldn't do anything, even with the 10 men. Newcastle didn't look like they were down a person. They didn't. I saw this with a glimpse of in the Crystal Palace match too. It's even with their 10 men, they're still moving the ball through us. They still cramp the middle, everyone looked like they had no steps. They were always one or two steps behind today. Even when Newcastle had 11 and when they dropped down to 10. We looked like the squad that was one or two steps behind. And I know the spin and everything's coming out about the conditioning and how Carrick is giving them more time off and all this stuff and letting them go on vacation. Well, yeah, guess what? This is what happens when you basically just mail it in and say, fuck it, and just be the caretaker. Sorry to say, but there is reason why there was intensity there. There's reason why we had a manager challenging our players to show up and do what needs to be done. What we're seeing now is a reason why Amram was always lashing out. Again, and everyone's going to critique Carrick today. Everyone is. Everyone's going to critique him. Yes, he can take some of the blame. He can take some of the blame for what was going on in the last few games. But you had a man advantage. Where was the tactics and moving the ball, getting things done, and pushing, getting the goals? Wasn't there today. Where was the fight? Doesn't exist. It was like this against Crystal Palace. Again, you can say, oh, we controlled everything in the second half against Crystal Palace. Yeah, because they were down a player. And even when they got the ball, they still moved it through us. Our midfield is shit. And I love how everyone, the whole time, Amram was not playing Kobe Mainu. Well, Kobe Mainu played like crap today. So did Castle. They did. Our midfield played like crap. My player ratings are going to go off today too. This is it's the player ratings that I should have given last week, but it was there today. That's it. It was there. We did not play well. Bruno played awful. I don't care that he got his 14th assist today. I don't care that Casemiro got got a goal. I don't. We still lost. We lost to 10 men today. No one's getting a good score today. Nobody. Why should they? Like, we struggled today. We did not play well. Like, I don't care what players were doing. We weren't doing, like, we did nothing offensively. Oh, we had a couple here. Like, we did nothing. If I were to look at the stats, cool. Like, yeah, I don't care about possession. Like, yeah, oh, XG, who cares? But United sucked. They didn't do anything. Yeah, there was nothing spectacular today with what happened. Yes, the minutes and everything with the penalty and then the red card and all that stuff. Cool, we get it. But at the same time, too, great. That was 8 minutes of excitement. Cool. That was it for the game. But United had the advantage. They had opportunities. They weren't feeding our center forward, who was 6'5". They weren't able to hold the ball. They weren't able to control the midfield. There was zero discipline on the pitch. Our backs, our left and right backs, our defense looked like they had no energy. Luke Shaw looks like he was still tired. I don't know why Delot, he didn't stay on the bench, and it was Delot that didn't start. But Delot, when he came on, was awful. Mazraoui was the best out of the three, and he didn't have that best of the game. Tyrell Malacia, stinker when coming on. Ugarte came on, Komi Mainu was there, did not play well. Mbuemo, Cunha had their opportunities, but no one was feeding Sesko today. Nobody. Like, there's nothing there. Today was such a below average performance. It was awful. It was. We were up ahead of 2 people. And go ahead. Now what are people going to say about losing to 10 people when we talked about Amarim losing to 10? Let's remember that, ladies and gentlemen. Amarim lost to 10 to Everton, and we lost 10 to, and we just lost 10 to Newcastle, who, if we were to look at the table today, ladies and gentlemen, Everton is in the top half, and Newcastle is in the bottom half. So Everton, who has played well, who has kind of been playing well since they beat us, yeah, like, but all the signs were there. All the signs over the last couple wins were there. Remember that. We could have dropped to Fulham. We could have dropped to West Ham. We could have, like, Everton, we were definitely on the way of, like, we had to wait for one certain play to get it done. The style of play doesn't work for this. The style of play fits the players because the players suck. They like, I'm sorry for being that today, but the players, when we got Ten Hag in, everyone was crying for a system. We got Ruben Amorim in, and he even said it was going to take time. But we had players who couldn't adapt, and then everyone wanted a manager to play to the players. Well, you got a manager who's playing to the players, and here we are seeing this. The intensity has dropped off. Their training has dropped off. We've picked up injuries. There's a lack of leadership and commitment, which is still there under Amorim, and under Ten Hag is still there. Players are playing for themselves. They can't continue to put a pass together. We're praising players to be the next big thing, and they're not showing up. We have a leadership core, which all those players should be gone. So, and we need to do a proper rebuild of this. Like, Cunha, Mbuemo, Sesko, fine. I'm okay with them keeping them. Diallo, same. Delot needs to go. Shaw, Maguire, sorry, but they have to go. Casemiro's leaving. Tyrell Malacia should be leaving as well. Ugarte is leaving. I know it sucks about Xerxes because I did like his footwork today for some things, but he'll probably be going. Like, I don't care that Bruno got his 14th assist today. I don't care about the free kick. I don't care about that. It's great. We lost today. We got a lucky break that Villa dropped, but Liverpool and Chelsea won today. We're only up 3 points on them. So there are struggles there. There are. So it's just a matter of, hey, what do we do? How you know what? And yeah, it comes right at a break. And to be fair, no player should be going on vacation for a little break. We're not in the FA Cup because of these players, because of their lack of discipline and their lack of focus. And today it showed. We were seeing that over there. This team always shows up when it's a big six. And this is the end. This is where the manager bounce comes. The question is now is when we go to Aston Villa in about 10 days, what's this squad going to do? Are they going to keep playing like this? Probably. Will they regroup? Probably not. Will they be training during this time off? God, I hope so. But since now there's a change, then the fitness and commitment is there. This is counter-attacking football and just sit back and try to defend. There's no control. There's no discipline. There's nothing here. This team is struggling. And I said it last game that this was a struggle in the win. And I even said against Everton, there was issues like these aren't good wins. Like they were never good wins. There were wins, but they were never good. They were just, we took advantage of a moment and got it. Everton slipped up. We took that advantage, boom. But we were never dominating. We were never controlling. We were never putting up shots. Like Ramsdale today put up some saves. But in the end, we weren't really doing much. Offensively, it was just a stalemate. Yeah, you can talk about Anthony Gordon, getting the penalty. Cool, but that was on Bruno, our captain. Yeah, we got it back with a nice free kick. Great. But we still lost to 10 men. We still lost to that. And we're talking now about potentially keeping Bruno for next year just to see what they're doing. I would literally just move on from Bruno. I'm not trying to be negative in like what he has done, but if I'm them, I just capitalize, sell him, take the funds, and try to do a rebuild. It's time to ship out the old guard, and that should involve our captain. That should involve getting rid of Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, Delo. They all need to go. You need to bring a change in culture, and those players need to go. I'm not criticizing. Like, I know Bruno has the heart, but the discipline isn't there. I love Delo, his heart. He fights, but he's not doing well. This team isn't showing up for what we need to do for Manchester United. And it was there on the previous manager. It was there on the manager after that. But we need to make changes. We do. And yeah, you can pay them more, but that doesn't help. That defeats the purpose of what Ineos and everything's trying to do about fixing the wage bill. You're going to give another 150,000 a week or 100,000 a week to a player because you want to keep him, hopefully make him happy. Great, cool. But that's not going to change anything. That's not going to affect us. We still need midfielders to help with the squad. Honestly, Mbeumo could take over where he is. Mount should be going because he's injured. Like, the holes are still there, ladies and gentlemen. It's just you had a bounce. You had a bounce because you had players who got what they wanted. The player power that we tried to get rid of. Like, we had 2 good games because the intensity that the previous manager was there still was instilled in them. But now it's gone because the players are now happy that they're getting less of a break. Luke Shaw looks like crap and can't make it past half. You can talk about Maguire being our best defender, but great. Today, he was there and lost for 10 men. He didn't even make an attempt to try and deflect or do anything to stop the shot from going off. It basically won them the game. Malacia has barely played, but he got outrun, but because of Mazraoui getting hurt. But we still lost. We did. We still lost. And you can talk about Amram. Oh, Amram lost 1-0 to Everton. Michael Carrick just did it as well. And you're having the spin, the English media, the rumor, the leaks from the ownership just spinning about how great Michael Carrick is doing with the players. Come on. We all see the bullshit. So Player ratings. Senny Lamens, 5.5. Maguire, 5.5. Yoro, 5.5. Shaw, 5. Mazraoui, 5.5. Sesko, 5.5. He just wasn't getting fed. Bruno, I'm giving a 5. I don't care that you got the 4. I don't care that you got his 14th assist. He is also the reason he also gave up the penalty. He's also the captain, and we just lost to 10 men. Casemiro, 5.5. I may have to change. I know what, I'm going to give him a 5. I'm changing that to a 5. Midfield got overrun. I don't care that he drew off with a header and whatever, but we still lost. So 5 for Casemiro. Manu, 5. Emblemo, 5.5. Cunha, 5. Ahmad, when he came on, 5.5. Malacia, 5. He was only on there for 7 minutes and gave up a goal. Delo came on, nothing, 5. Xerxes played okay, 5.5. And Manuel Ugarte, 5. Everyone, they all deserve that. Probably should have given them something similar to last game too with Crystal Palace, but this is what I'm giving. The whole team was just, I don't care, like this person got a shot or whatever, and cool, Ramsdale did make a save because I know I saw Xerxes one shot, but who we still lost. There's hands down to Newcastle for being down a person and winning and doing what they're doing, still playing. If it was 11-on-11, we're probably losing it even worse. We're not getting a goal. I'll say that. We're probably not getting a goal if Ramsey doesn't get subbed off. We're probably losing that 2-0. Maybe 3. We haven't won at St. James's Park since 2020. I mentioned that on last night's preview. The struggles of what was happening finally caught up to Manchester United. The struggles caught up to them in this match. And here we go. Disciplined finish, consistency was never there. It wasn't the only thing that was consistent was the results before, but the play wasn't ever consistent. There was nothing. So I'll leave it there for the post game. But it's just a disappointing loss. Everything that we've been experiencing leading up to this was there. The signs were there, and boom, it just showed up. It finally caught up with them and finally we saw, and I don't know why they can't show up. They play once a week. Oh, wow. The one time where they had to play a game in a couple of days, the fitness is gone. You guys wanted this fitness from all of you. So again, this is all on the players. It's on the managers. It's on this ownership. This loss is on everyone, but I am going to put it on the players if this is what they've wanted, if this is how they want it to be. To be fair, and I'm not going to say this, but if this is the downhill, this is how it's going to continue on, then we don't deserve Champions League. I want these ownerships gone. I want these owners gone too. I want all of them gone. I want a proper whatever. But obviously the egos of this board and ownership can't take it because we had a manager call them out on what they were doing. Here we go. We have an ownership that allowed a manager to reduce training, give time off to players when they shouldn't be getting it because they were feeling there was too much pressure. They shouldn't be here. For players that try to understand the Manchester United DNA, and for a manager that says he understands the Manchester DNA, it looks like it's all full of shit and crap. I said crack, but crap. It is. It's all bullshit. We all praise him. Like I said, I may have done an episode saying that Carrick's going to be the manager, but if you listen to that, why I'm saying he's going to be the manager, I said it because it's going to be the easiest spin for the ownership to do. I'm not saying he's going to get deserved. I'm just saying they're going to spin it that it's just they looked at the other managers. It's just Carrick felt what we were going to do. It's going to be the biggest BS spin ever. It wasn't about the right choices. It was about the spin. They'll just spin it to make it sound like that Carrick is that right pick when he is not. Because they will turn on him. Scholes, basically put out something today too. And Scholes was honest, just like how I am honest. They haven't been playing well the last couple of days. So, yeah, I'm gonna leave the episode there. I'll be back. I'll do an episode Friday night. No episode on the weekend. They'll be back next Tuesday. We have the women back. The men are going to be, well, they're all playing next Sunday as we play against Chelsea, or not Chelsea, yeah, Chelsea for the Women's League Cup final, and then the Aston Villa match as well. So, but yeah. I'll talk to you guys on Friday. Enjoy the rest of your night as well. Hopefully we'll see what happens over the next couple of days, what the post reaction is of this fantastic loss of Manchester United, the men's squad. So, but yes, like, subscribe, follow YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and social media, Instagram, TikTok, or X. This is the Red Devils Corner Kick Podcast. Glory, glory, Man United.